For you to be successful in life, you have to be shameless, because shame is a social construct to keep you poor. Who created shame? Men did that. It is part of patriarchal power to oppress you because they shame you. For you to conquer the world of men, you must be shameless. You must be shameless. Yes. You must be shameless. Why are you ashamed? Why are you ashamed? You are ashamed that the secondary school people will see you. Do they feed you? Now that your children has not paid school fees, where are they? Where are they? Oh, your body is the temple of Christ. Your body is the temple of Christ. You have to marry as a virgin. Your body is to... If you are keeping your virginity, it should be because you are keeping it for you. Not because a man said so. Not because patriarchy said that. You can protect your body from diseases. You can protect your body from unwanted pregnancy. But keeping your body because you are waiting to keep it for your husband? What? Stop. All right? Stop. You want to conquer the world of men? You must be shameless. You must be shameless. Oh, are you selling your body? If they try to sexualize you, you monetize them. The end.
I think sometimes we are heartbroken or disappointed by men and we carry that shame and we think, oh, we need to be embarrassed and we need to point fingers at ourselves, when actually no, like it's their fault. If you want to point fingers, you point fingers over there. Exactly. And if you do carry the shame, carry it in a way that highlights, I'm carrying this because this person fucked up. Yeah. And I feel this type of way, embarrassed because this person fucked up. Yeah. And it's not your fault. So I love that you said
like
that.
Shame is something that holds so many women back from so much.
It's true.
It doesn't help when we have society and all these different things like reinforcing that shame, and it's like, no, never internalized the shame that anyone, be it a man, be it a friend or whatever, whoever who has done you wrong, never internalize that shame, because their behavior is a reflection of them.
Every woman must learn to conquer shame. If you do not conquer shame in a man's world, you're cooked. If you cannot conquer the fear of shame in a man's world, you're cooked. Because the only thing men and society use to control women is shame. If you cannot overcome the fear of being shamed, being dragged in a man's world, you cannot survive. Anyways, a lot of people had so much to say concerning this topic. Let us roll the clip, then I'll be sharing my thoughts at the end of the video. You want to stay tuned till the end.
I stand by this statement. The type of woman that a man shames or complains about or claims he doesn't like or something like that is the woman he's attracted to, because that's where his attention's going. And where a man's attention's going is what he's attracted to. So if a guy's like complaining all the time, I don't like fat chicks, or I don't like these masculine women, or I don't like these independent women, or I don't like these women who've been a run through, that's the woman he wants. I guarantee you, I've never been proven wrong about this, ever. Because if a guy doesn't want that type of woman, he's just gonna go about his life and not pay attention to women like that. But if that's the type of woman that he's spending his time complaining about, that's where his attention is, and that's what he wants.
See, the first step to gaining freedom as a woman is to be shameless. And when I say shameless, I mean shamelessly shameless. After all, they say you cannot shame the shameless. And the reason why I say shamelessness is because men have capitalized on shame to subjugate women. Society has capitalized on shame to make women feel less of themselves. And for you to overcome that subjugation, that patriarchy, that misogyny, you have to be shameless. You have to be shameless to the point that they cannot shame you because you are not ashamed. Society makes you to feel like you should be ashamed for being raped. Imagine being raped and you're the one that should feel the shame instead of your rapist feeling the shame. Society makes you feel like you should be ashamed because you left an abusive marriage. Society makes it look like you should be ashamed for being divorced, ashamed for being a single mother, ashamed for being abandoned by a man, ashamed for raising a child alone after you are abandoned, ashamed for being single, ashamed for being old, even ashamed for being rich and unmarried, ashamed for being a feminist. In short, ashamed for not cooking, for buying food outside. Ashamed for sleeping till 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. as a young girl, you should be ashamed. Ashamed for looking the way you look, to the point that they call you ugly. They set unrealistic beauty standards for you and make you feel ashamed. Society, patriarchy, misogyny thrives in shaming women. And for you to overcome that shame, you have to be shameless. Because when you are shameless, society has nothing to shame you about. There is nothing else to shame you about because you're already shameless.
A lot of people don't realize being with a person that can't meet your standards and that's not doing anything for you is worse than actually being single. Because they're taking up space, blocking other people from your path that could be doing things for you. Okay? And this is why a lot of men try to shame women for being single, because they want to block that path from anybody that's better, anybody that is worthy of you. They want to block it with their dust. Don't let them. They want to be on the path temporarily until you figure them out. So just say, no, I'm sorry, you're going to be blocking my path because someone better is coming along. And I'd rather wait for them than to get with some dust. Okay? Like literally, this is why a lot of men get mad at women. That's why you're going to be single. Well, sir, if you are the only option or being single, I think all women are going to take being single. Because you ain't got nothing and you're dusty, right? And, you can say it in a nice way. But some people aren't nice. Some people just think, oh, no, I don't think this is going to work out. You don't look like you pay bills. That's as nice as it's going to get for some people.
Shame is nothing but a transfer of demonic energy. That's all it is. Shame and fear, when you look at the chart of frequency, shame and fear are on the lowest level of frequency, the lowest level of being. Most people live there, especially men. That's where men live. They live in the lowest level of frequency, fear and shame, which is why they are always trying to project that onto women, okay? There a lot of men, they carry a lot of demonic energy. Most men carry demonic energy. They want to transfer that energy onto you. That is why they shame you. Once you realize that, you're not going to take their insults personally. You're a 304, you're a WHORE, you're a SLUT. Okay, I'm a paid one too. You know what I mean? You just start taking those insults as compliments and they won't know how to respond because they see that what they're saying isn't making you feel bad about themselves. Most men feel bad about themselves. Most men do not like who they are. That's why they're always telling women, I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel like a man, because they don't know how to feel like a man. So they have to rely on shaming a woman or trying to control a woman to make them feel something, to make them feel good, because most of them are walking around unhappy, lack of validation, unfulfilled. And so they want to make you feel that way. I have talked to so many different men, especially men that have women as siblings. They all tell me that when it comes to at least getting praise, their sisters always got more praise than them. I'm not saying that, there's no other gender discrepancies between, like, if they're a mama's boy and, the boy mom's coddling the men and stuff like that. I'm not denying that. But you have to realize that as little girls, we're at least allowed to feel how we feel. At a very young age, men are taught as young boys, they're not allowed to cry, they're weak. And because to strengthen them as young boys, they are talked to very negatively. There are young boys who literally have to fight their fathers in order to prove themselves being a man. There are men out there whose fathers told them that they weren't shit, they weren't going to be anything, all types of just very mean and negative things. A lot of men had to undergo shame growing up because that's what's taught in the patriarchy. The patriarchy teaches men the more verbal abuse, the more physical abuse you undergo by another man will strengthen you as a man. And so they take those values and they put it on to women. This is why men say things like, well, you're going to die alone. Okay, you're going to be alive longer than you are when it's your time to go. You see, they don't say, well, you're going to live alone, because that doesn't hit the same. They tell you you're going to die alone because they want to use that word, DIE, to instill fear into you. Fear and shame, demonic. Don't let that energy penetrate you. Be self-validated. Understand, okay, this is what I'm doing it, and I'm doing it, and I'm doing it for myself. Even in my experience when I danced, very few men had an issue with me dancing in the first place. I literally only had one guy that was like, hey, I like you, and like I would like to date you and take you seriously, but I just don't like the fact that like you work in a club. And you wanna know what I told him? I said, I'm in school and I have bills to pay. So unless you're gonna help me pay these bills, I'm not gonna stop dancing. And I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm missing out because me dancing and da-da-da-da. Who cares? Do not let these men put their demonic energy on you. Do not let these men put their low vibrating, low frequency energy onto you. They want to shame you because they've gotten shamed their whole entire lives. And so they want to make another person feel the way they feel. And it doesn't even stop at S work. They shame women who have been victims of DV. They shame women who have been victims of SA because they want someone else to feel and go through what they had to go through growing up. If the patriarchy did not fill men with so much shame, a lot more men would be more open about their experiences with their fathers, with their mothers. A lot of men have actually been SA'd a lot more than we actually even think. But the patriarchy shames them into keeping their mouths shut because they fear what's going to happen to them if they open up and if they express what is happening. Because they have to, in the name of patriarchy, in the name of their masculinity, in the name of their ego. So instead of them digging deep and just spitting out what it is that they need to say to free themselves, they want to transfer the energy off onto women and have women try to come down and feel like how they feel and bring women down to their level. Do not take it personally if or when men try to shame you. Take it as a compliment. As soon as you take it as a compliment, I do it all the time in the comments if you look. When they say 304 or da-da-da-da-da, I say thank you. Thank you. That's how I got my college paid for. That's how I know men so well. That's how I haven't been in these messed up relationships. Me being in that line of work saved my life. It allowed me to not be naive. It allowed me to be street smart. It allowed me to develop soft skills so that in any event, if anything happens, I'll be able to make money, create a business, do whatever it is that I need to do. And when I take it as a compliment, they stop responding because they realize, oh shit, it didn't hurt her feelings. Oh shit, she doesn't care about what I think about her. Men have power as long as women give a fuck about what men think of them. This is why a lot of women, they don't care about gaining weight. They don't care about getting a ton of piercings. It's the reason why I have tattoos. I don't give a fuck about what men think. You can't shame me because I'm self-validated. I'm not going to let you lower my level. I'm not going to let you lower my vibration. You're not doing that over here. Go find someone else to go do it with. That's the mentality that you have to have.
So the same man that said this.
But if you have made it to 35 years old and you're unmarried, you are a leftover woman.
Also said this.
40-year-old women, you don't need to be trying to compete with 20-something. First off, you can't. And the best thing, you don't have to. A feminine 40-year-old woman, I would take her over a smoking 25-year-old any day. You give me a 40-year-old woman that's in the gym, in shape, feminine.
All right, so first of all, not too much on Kevin because number one, he's not here to defend himself. And number two, he was just the voice for men who thought like him and still do. Like, the thing about it is, some men have a vested interest in a woman not knowing her worth. They don't want you to realize that you're still a baddie at 40, even though you were also a baddie at 25. Just like he said. And on one breath, he says a woman over 35 is a leftover woman. But on the next breath, he said, give me a 40-year-old woman. They know that you're a baddie. They try to make you feel like you're going to die alone, but you're once a baddie, always a baddie if she keeps herself up. Okay? So, and they know that. They want you to not know that you're amazing even as you get older, because they want to make you feel like you're lucky to have them at 40. They want you to feel like you have to settle at 40. At 40, you are a seasoned woman. Over 35, a seasoned woman. You're probably knee deep in your career. You got your own place, your own car. You got your 401k. You got all of these things going for yourself. Like, at that point, a lot of times you have more going for yourself than the men do. They know that. But they want to make you feel like, because even with all that going for you, you can't compete with a 25-year-old. They'll say all of that, but then they'll confess that a woman over 40 who still keeps herself up can give a woman in her 20s a run for their money. Don't let men use your age against you as a scare tactic. That's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to feel like you're running out of time, the window is closing, you better pick somebody and pick somebody quick. Settling is how a lot of them get picked, and they want you desperate. There is nothing a raggedy man loves better than a desperate woman who is a catch. A desperate woman who has her life together, who wants to be married or wants to have kids so bad that she'll even give him a chance. No, what you really have is plenty of time. You have plenty of time. You have time to vet somebody properly and to get exactly what you want without settling. They don't want to tell you that because they are the men they want you to settle for.
You see, us women men, we need to start changing some narratives. We need to stop shaming our women, especially on situations where we played a part in it. Because it's crazy. It is really, really crazy how men have the most body counts, yet worry the most about a woman's body count. It is also crazy how men shame single mothers. Meanwhile, it is the men that made them single mothers. It is even more crazier for you to be shaming a woman because she's selling her body. Meanwhile, you are the one patronizing her. I don't support a lot of all these things, but if we should be shaming people, we should be shaming all of ourselves because everybody there involved in it. Stop shaming the women. I'll see you guys on the next ones. Double standard men.
One thing's for sure and two things for certain. If a guy is humbling you, demeaning you, devaluing you, insulting you, saying things that are mean to you, you are 100% out of his league. Guys are nice to girls. Men are nice to girls. They will go out of their way to not tell a girl a hard truth. There was a video with this girl saying that she was with a high value man and they were kind of walking around the block and she said something cute like, "Oh, you're just trying to show me off." And he was like, "No." He said something along the lines of, "You're not all that" to her. Let's just go with it, that it is true that she's not all that. If that was something that a woman said, you would keep that inside and be like, "Ooh," and it would be a little cringy and you would just not say a word. You would be more likely to keep that secret than you would ever be to say it aloud. And it's nice that she thought that he was a high value man. It's nice that she thought that, but it's just not true. Humbling behavior is not high value man behavior. Humbling behavior is little boy behavior. It's insecure behavior. It's you're out of his league behavior. It was a recurring thing with this guy. There were two instances that she shared. The first, when he said, "I help out children and the homeless, and I be helping you out because you look kind of homeless sometimes." Not funny. Let's say I'm smarter than you. I really don't need to go up to you and say, "Do you know that I'm smarter than you?" Or, "Do you know that you're dumb?" No, that's really something that could die with me. Pretty people don't go up to ugly people and say, "I'm better looking than you." Pretty people don't comment mid, so it's a really good detection test. If someone's commenting something mean about somebody else, it's usually because they're ugly. Maybe I am just nothing special, baby. If you were nothing special, he would be gone. Guys don't give girls chances like that. He's trash. But she expressed the overwhelming feeling that she felt was, "You don't make me feel good." And then the other instance that she shared was one time he asked her to say something good about him. And so she did. And then she said, "Your turn." And he said, "I don't have anything positive to say." You gotta go. That is the truth. They have to go. Future husband would never say that to you. And that's just the way you need to put it into terms. Your future husband would never say that to you. You don't want that around your kids. You don't want that around you, period. He's not a man. He's a guy. He's a bad guy. He's some guy. He's not your guy. "Oh, that's just the way he jokes with his boys." Guys know very well that you're not their boy. And I'm not your boy. I'm not the girl that you can rag on for kicks. And take it seriously. Let them know every single time that it's not okay. Because the first time it's like, "Wow, you said something dumb." Then the next time it's, "You're dumb." Then the next time it's, "You're stupid." Then the next time it's, "You know what? You're so much dumber than me. We're never going to listen to what you say again." It's a slippery slope. Don't let people joke like that with you. It's not funny. Men don't do that. They don't even have to try to not do that. They do not do that.
Okay, reasons why men age shame women, but they still go for the same range of women. So there's a few reasons why men age shame women, and I'm going to tell you what those reasons are. So some men are insecure, point blank. A lot of men will project their own insecurities of aging onto that woman. And those men, if you really look at them and you observe them, they usually have a problem with getting old, okay? They have this like Peter Pan syndrome thing going on where they probably want to attract younger partners. They probably try to keep up this like youthful appearance. That is a man's own insecurities that he is projecting onto you as the woman. He has an issue with aging itself. So he's going to project his fears, his insecurities, and his anxieties onto you. So watch out for men who do that. 2 is patriarchal power dynamics. Okay, so men will say things like, a woman loses her value after a certain age to assert power and dominance on women. Men use age shaming as a way to assert their power by criticizing women's appearance. Why? Because they know that women are highly sensitive about their appearance. So they will say things like, a woman's value drops after a certain age. As a woman ages, her value diminishes. This is all untrue, ladies. All of this is false, ladies. Never ever fall into the trap of thinking that these things are true and that this is your reality. No. In fact, when women age, they just get better. They become more evolved. They become more self-aware. They become more emotionally intelligent. We become more wiser. We have more insights. We have more life experience, okay? We've been on a healing journey. If you're big on self-development, you're constructing a very healthy, strong image of yourself. There's so many things that women do as they age. So actually, there's only good things that come out of a woman aging. But men will use age shaming as a way to assert their power over women, okay? It's used to belittle you. It's used to make you feel small, to make you feel like you're not good enough. But these are just their own insecurities. They are just projecting their own insecurities onto you. And age shaming is a form of misogyny, okay? It's just used to belittle you and demean you as a woman. The best way to tackle this is to always rise above this. Never ever feed into men's expectations of you. Never ever surrender to a man's wants or needs. You as a woman are not here to conform into society's expectations of what you should be. You need to be the trailblazer. You need to be that fearless woman, okay? Nice, accommodating, compromising women never made history, and there is a reason for it. These women do not make history, and these women get forgotten about. But the trailblazers, the fearless women, okay, the women who are not afraid to take up space, they are the ones who make history. So be that woman. Stand in your power. I don't want you to make yourself small. I don't want you to shrink yourself. No, you're not here to conform into society's expectations of you. I want you to challenge societal norms. I want you to challenge men's expectations of you. That's the kind of woman I want you to be. So, this is the reason why men use age shaming. It is a tactic. It is used as manipulation. They know that they have nothing else to say to you. They have nothing else to throw at you. You are more evolved. You are more emotionally intelligent. You are able to process your emotions. You are able to do so many things that men can't do. Not only that, but the biggest thing, you were born with innate value as a woman. And they will never ever know what that is like to be born with innate value. With men, they actually have to provide value in society. They actually have to prove their worth and their value in society. We do not, okay? But that doesn't mean that you can sit on your ass and be lazy. No, I want you to work on yourself. I want you guys to elevate, and I want you guys to be challenging societal norms. You cannot follow the crowd. You cannot give in to patriarchal power dynamics. You are not doing that. You are so much better then that you are going to be that kind of woman. You're going to be that powerful, unstoppable woman.
You legitimately will not prosper in life when you carry around shame. Shame about what you've done before, past mistakes, past relationships. Shame when it comes to making the wrong decisions in life, whatever. Shame will keep you in a negative, self-hating loop. And it keeps you focused on your past so much that you miss your present and you miss your future. Because the future, you build it today. Let that shame go and keep walking forward.
Hi, my girl. Something I've noticed when dealing with people that are repressed, right, is that when you don't follow suit, when they are mocking you or they are trying to, bend you to their will, and you do not follow suit, you do not conform and say, yes, yes, or they try to shame you and you become shame, like you actually become like ashamed because they are trying to shame you, or they are trying to put you in a specific box and you are not fitting in the box. Something that I've realized is that when all of those tactics don't work on you, they will resort to cruelty. They will resort to cruelty. And it can get dangerous real fast when people realize that you know yourself, you like yourself, you respect yourself, and you honor yourself. So you cannot be mocked, you cannot be shamed out of your authenticity. And when they realize that, they can quickly resort to cruelty. And cruelty for repressed adults, it's the equivalent of like a child having a tantrum. They are not getting what they want and they don't know how to express the feelings of frustration because they are repressed, so they throw a tantrum. The way adults do this is that they resort to cruelty. So let me make an example. Let's say you are, at work, right? And you are a black woman, right? And there is a preconceived notion of what you should look like or how you should act. And the minute you do not fit into that box of, said preconceived notion of what you should look like or act like, they will resort to cruelty. They resort to cruelty. They resort to bullying. So, food for thought.
The reason why you think a woman is less valuable after sleeping with you is because you think that you are worthless. Because technically, the only thing that has changed about her is the fact that she had an intimate interaction with you. So if before having this interaction with you, she had more value, then what does that say about your relationship with yourself and what you think about yourself? Like, you really need to explore that. And I say this with all the love because when I hear someone speak in this manner or share their opinion in this manner, I'm like, wow, this person really, really has a poor concept of themselves. They really, really think that they are worthless. They really think that they bring no value to this woman. And therapy is needed, okay?
I came across this video where this young lady was talking about how she has no interest in losing her virginity, and it has nothing to do with values or morals or whatever. It's just a thing of choice, simply choice. And some of the women, older ladies in the conversation, now asked her if she found herself in a situation where she had to either lose her virginity or her life. Would she rather not just give up her virginity? And she said no, because she does not want to be enslaved by the person who's putting her in that situation. And for the love of me, I don't know why any grown adult would ask that kind of stupid question. But that's not where the issue is. The catch is in the comment section. The men in the comment section were shaming her. They said she was ugly, and that was why nobody found her attractive enough to sleep with her. And some said she has not gotten the opportunity to be slept with. The same men that shame you for not being a virgin, they call you expired, they say that you have a long body count, blah, 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 are the same men shaming her for being a virgin. And it's ironical to me because we all know that being attractive or unattractive has never stopped you people from molesting a woman. Matter of fact, most of you sleep with your underage children, your underage boy child, your underage girl child that is still wearing pampers. I mean, what are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Some of you force yourselves on old women that are 80, 90, that are tired, using walking stick. You force yourselves on her simply because you have konji. Simply because you have konji. Come on now. Some of you sleep with dogs, goats, cows, rats, lizards, cockroaches, simply because you have konji. And for some reason, she can't find someone that will sleep with her. Come on now, brotherly. Since when has being unattractive ever stopped a rapist from raping a woman? Since when?
Most women are terrified of getting older because y'all are male-centered, male-identified, and you fear becoming invisible to men. Because we all know that most males prefer children, right? They want to get these young girls and boys sometimes, but young girls before their frontal lobes close because they don't know anything, and you can mold them into what you want them to be. And the older you get as a woman, the more invisible you're going to become, and you think it's a curse when really it's a gift. Because if men are not checking for you, that is the best gift you can ever be given. You're not going to be harassed, you're not going to be raped, you're not going to be unalived for whatever reason after they grape you because they don't want you to tell. You just decrease your chances, in my opinion, to be bothered and hurt and harmed in some way. It's really a gift, right? And I want you guys to look at the fact that most males will try to clown us for getting older as a way to like humble you or lower your self-esteem. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm 39 years old. I can't wait. I'm clamoring to turn 40. I'm clamoring to hit the 50s club and the 60s club. I can't wait. I hope I'm still here. Why? Because getting older is a gift. The reason why they shame women for getting older is because a lot of them don't think they're going to make it. Most of them will tell you they didn't think they was going to make it to 21 or past 25. They don't have a real connection to life. They really don't. That's why it's easy for them to take each other out. It's easy for them to take their wives, girlfriends, baby mamas out, the kids out. So when a guy shames you for getting older, understand that this male doesn't have any connection to the universe at all. They're just here wandering through trying to find a purpose that they're most likely never going to find in most cases. So you can't take that seriously. Like I said before, these guys do all these dangerous sports. Something that can take your life in 2 seconds, and you know it can, and you do it anyway, is because you don't really value your life.
I'm going to tell you guys the different ways men and society use shame to control women. The different ways men and society shame women. Get a piece of paper, get a pen, and jot things down. The first point is policing women's bodies. A lot of men turn to criticize a woman's weight, her body hair, her complexion, her skin tone, the size of her breasts, the size of her butt, commenting on women aging badly or she let herself go. You hear them say things like, she's looking old, she let herself go, she's looking fat. Men body shame and fat shame women. Society contributes by glorifying one narrow body type, and there are a lot of beauty standards that are impossible without filters, surgery, or editing. There are so many industries and beauty brands that are built on telling women that they are not enough. We are basically shamed for how we look by men and society. They shame us for being skinny, they shame us for being fat, they shame us for being thick, they shame us for whatever complexion we have. Even just aging as a woman, you're being shamed for it. Being able to age is a beautiful thing, it is a blessing. But we women are being shamed for aging. If you're a woman, the minute you start approaching 30, they're already calling you expired and old. They're already calling you washed out. Society, men, this is what they do. Research has actually shown that it is a sperm that has a biological clock. But for over the years, men have been shaming women for having a biological clock. Do you see the projection? The next point is the sexual double standards. The first thing men do is slut shaming women or calling them easy because they were able to sleep with a man or because they slept with a man. Praising sexually active men but condemning women for the very same behavior. When a man has a lot of sexual experiences, he's being praised for it. But when a woman does the same thing, she's dragged for it. She's slut shamed for it. They call her a hoe for it. And do you know the irony? You cannot win in a man's world because you're a virgin, it is a problem. You're not a virgin, it is still a problem. There are a lot of men who say they don't want virgins, they don't want good women. And then there are men who say they want bad women. So at the end of the day, you cannot even win. You cannot win. Women are judged harshly for either having sex or not having sex. Purity culture is implemented on one side and then there is hypersexuality on the other side. So only women are expected to be pure and men expected to be hypersexual. The next point is men policing women's emotions. Men will say things like, you're too sensitive, you're too emotional, calm down, you're overreacting, you're too dramatic. All of these things turns a woman's legitimate feelings into a flaw and discourages her from asserting herself. Many men use their tone to dismiss legitimate concerns. Society adds to it by labeling assertive women as bossy, true, or unlikable. Society will call an assertive woman a bitch, expecting women to be nurturing, calm, agreeable, and self-sacrificing. The next point is motherhood pressure and judgment. Men shame women for not wanting kids, shame women for not having kids, criticizing working mothers and stay-at-home mothers, whichever fits the judgment. Men shame women for not getting married, shaming women for being single and not married. Society plays a major role by treating motherhood as a woman's primary purpose and expecting women to carry all the emotional labor and caregiving. Policing women's ambition and success, or judging successful and ambitious women. You hear them say things like, she only had a job because she's pretty, she only had that job because she's successful, she's only able to run that business because she's beautiful. They affiliate a woman's success to her beauty, to her physical features, and not actually her intellect or skill. Undervaluing a woman's achievement and calling ambitious women difficult, intimidating, or unfeminine. Society plays a major role with their crazy stereotypes about leadership. They believe that only a man has to hold certain positions. So when you, a woman, is working hard and being so ambitious or successful, they don't like it. They have to drag you for it, shame you for it, or they affiliate your success to a man or your physical features. Society also penalizes women in politics and business for being assertive. Men criticizing women for wearing makeup or not wearing makeup. Sexualizing women's clothing, then accusing women for inviting attention. By enforcing beauty as an obligation, enforcing unnecessary, unrealistic beauty standards. Ridiculing aging in women, but respecting it in men. When a woman is aging, they mock her for it. They laugh at her. They drag her. But when it is a man, they say men age like fine wine. Only for us to realize that men actually are the ones who have a biological clock. The next point is reputation and social punishment. Do you know men's role? Character assassination, rumor spreading, character assassination, humiliation disguised as jokes. There are a lot of men who will spread rumors about you which are not even true. Lie about you, character assassination. They do this maybe when you're broken up with them, maybe you don't want to date them, maybe they have slept with you and they just want to tarnish your reputation because they don't want another man to show you interest, because they are jealous. For whatsoever reason, there are some of these men who want to use your name for clout, so they will go around spreading lies and rumors about you to their homeboys just for 5 minutes of fame. You see men calling women crazy, difficult, or high maintenance for social control. We have society publicly shaming women online and targeting women's sexual or personal lives. And then we have the media tearing apart female celebrities. If you want to look at the movie industry, the music industry, they always pit women against each other. We see the media dragging women's appearances, their relationships, their bodies. They tear women down for everything. The next point is moral and cultural shaming. Men's role is accusing women of being immodest, selfish, ungrateful, and disrespectful, then using religion and tradition to restrict women's freedom. Society plays a role by punishing women for stepping outside gender roles and judging single mothers and divorced women more harshly than men. Look at the way they judge single mothers. The single mother is the one who is being judged and dragged for staying, but the father who abandoned her and the kid is not being judged for it. It's crazy how nobody talks about the fact that so many single parent homes exist because a generation of women refuse to stay with abusive and disrespectful men. A lot of broken homes and single parent homes exist today because a generation of women finally refused to settle down with unfaithful and abusive men. We have the silence and reputation management. Men's role is discouraging women from speaking up about mistreatment, abuse, and the horrible things being done to them by other men behind closed doors. They don't want you to talk about it. That is why every time you come online to talk about being abused by a man, being mistreated by a man, being raped by a man, somehow you see men in the comment section trying to abuse you and insult you for it. They try to judge you for it. They drag you for it. Rather than seeing into whatever this man has done to you, no. They come in the comment section blaming the woman for the horrible things done to that woman by their gender. Every time a woman is abused or raped or sexually assaulted by a man, do you know what happens? They will tell her, don't make a scene. Don't make a scene. You might create a scene. A lot of people will judge you for it. Don't let people know that this is what he did to you behind closed doors. Or they'll say things like, no one will believe you, don't destroy his life. These are some of the things they use: intimidation and fear to shut women up. They use shame to shut women up. If people know that this is what happened to you, or if people know that he beat you up, he raped you, they will laugh at you, they will mock you. No one is ever going to be with you because they know that you're a victim of sexual abuse. This is the reason why a lot of women stay quiet in abusive relationships, in abusive marriages, and even after they are abused by these men, they cannot say anything because they are scared of being shamed by society. A lot of women don't even seek justice for the horrible things that are being done to them behind closed doors because of their fear of shame. Fear that society would drag them. Fear that society and men would shame them. Society plays a major role in blaming women for harassment and assault, questioning their clothing, their motives, their appearance, questioning their credibility, clothing, motives, or behavior. The last but not the least point is economic shaming. Men's role is criticizing financially independent women as materialistic or high standards, and also judging women who rely on financial support as gold diggers. You're an independent woman, you're materialistic, you're high standards, you're difficult. You're a woman who is dependent, you're a gold digger, you're a leech. Society's role is normalizing male breadwinner expectations. It is always expected that the breadwinner of the family is supposed to be a man and never a woman. And penalizing women disproportionately for poverty, divorce, and single motherhood. What this pattern does is it pushes women to shrink themselves, doubt themselves, prioritize male comfort, and internalize limitations that serve other people and not themselves. Understanding these dynamics is not about blaming individuals, but it's about exposing structures that can be changed. Structures that have destroyed the society and structures that were created by men. I'm going to end this video by saying this: if you're a woman and you want to attain a certain level of success, you need to be willing to go through a humiliation ritual. If you're not willing and able to overcome a humiliation ritual in order to reach your full potential, you won't survive. A lot of women who are extremely successful are women who didn't give a fuck about what the world says about them. Look at the women who are billionaires, who are multimillionaires, women who are living their best life and making the best out of their lives. They don't care. They don't care what anyone has to say. If you allow people pour their insecurities, their fears, their doubts on you, if you allow society to pressure you to be what you don't want to be, you are not going to live. Society will pressure you to have kids when you're not ready. Pressure you to settle down with the wrong man when you're not ready. To self-sacrifice, to go above and beyond, to prioritize male comfort and displease yourself just to please society, just to please men, just to have a title, just to belong. But at the end of the day, you're still not safe. You need to be unbothered. You need to have the I don't give a fuck mindset. People will label you anything and you're going to believe it. You're going to internalize all of these things that society is using to shame women. You're going to internalize it. You must overcome and conquer the fear of shame. You must overcome it at every aspect. At the level of your job, at the level of your business, at the level of your relationship, at the level of the family as a woman. You must learn to conquer the fear of being shamed. People are going to shame you. People will drag you. People will call you names. They will ridicule you and even humiliate you, embarrass you publicly, humble you, drag you down to nothing. And if you internalize it, you won't survive. If you lack self-awareness and you don't know who you are, the world will label you to be anything and you're going to believe it. Start living for you. Start pleasing you. Start doing the things that benefits you. Do what makes you happy. And F society, F men, F the world. Nobody really gives a fuck. What matters is what you do and how you feel. Ensuring that you're happy. Making sure that you're happy at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day in this life, the only person who has your back is you. Whether you're male-centered or not, you cannot win in a man's world. You have to live for yourself. Come to the end of this amazing video. What do you guys think? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Add more points. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye. Love you.